Welcome everyone to Ace Weekly. Happy New Year. Hi everyone. Hey, let me know who is joining me today. Let me know who is joining me today. Who is here? Who is here? Who is here? Tell me hi in the comments area. Let me know if you're hearing me. Are you hearing me? Let me just make sure that is the correct mic selected? Let me just make sure. Alrighty. Tell me if you're able to hear me better now. All right. Let's see. Hey, Faith. Hi, Faith. Okay, loud and clear. Thank you. All righty. Just looking to see who else is joining. Let me know who is here for today's session. Tell me hi in the chat. So in the meantime, my name is Avalala and I teach persons how to be efficient with using the computer and the internet. I teach various skills that you can use to create your own earning opportunity. Hi, Charmaine. Hi, Rafisha. So this is my Ace Weekly series that I have Wednesdays at a new time, 7:30 p.m. I am now live on my Facebook business page and I'm also live in my Ace Weekly group. You'll see on the screen my Ace Weekly group that you can join to get anything I share in the sessions as well as a replay of the session if you want to watch it again. So that's facebook.com/groups/Ace Weekly. So you can join the group. There's a few, I'm trying to remember if that group has any membership questions, I think, but they're not anything too serious. So hi, Dacia. Hi, Vivith. Welcome to those just joining. It's a new year. You know, when we have a new year, we always say we're going to have a new, fresh start, do things different, be better, be our best us. So that's what persons usually do at the beginning of the year. Unfortunately, sometimes, we fall off a little bit later down in the year, but let us make sure that this year isn't one of those years that we're going to do that. All right. So I was just giving persons a few more minutes to join. So for today's session, since it's a new year and everything, I actually wanted to talk about 5 ways that we can build resilience and overcome adversity. We know that sometimes in life we have varying adversities that we have to face. This year has just started and I'm sure maybe some people are facing that right now. Maybe we'll face it later on. But I just want to give you some tips that you can use to basically overcome, build resilience, and overcome any of these adversities. So while I'm sharing my screen, I may not be seeing the comments. So I'm going to share my screen. So if you comment, I will see it after and be able to check it. All right. So let me just go about sharing my screen. Let's see. Okay. So let me just check to make sure everything is as it should be. So I'm sharing the screen now. All right, so here I am on my slides. Okay, so we're looking on 5 ways to build resilience and overcome adversity. So the first one that we're going to be looking on is practice positivity. I'm sure you've heard this many times, practice positivity. So how does a person overcome adversity? Through mindset work and practice. Often it is more about the way you frame things that happen to you than actually what happened. Who agrees? So sometimes the thing that happened may not be as bad as how we are interpreting it and processing it. We're all guilty of this. So it may not be as bad as you think, but because of how your mindset is, how you think about things, this makes it worse than it actually is. So it's advised to take a step back and reframe the problem in a positive way. Catch any negative self-talk. Try not to talk negatively about anything that is happening with you and replace it with empowering beliefs. that help you work toward your goal rather than undermine it. So the more you shift yourself towards a positive mindset, the more equipped you will be to overcome adversity. Who agrees? Positivity, there's nothing that can beat positivity when it comes to anything that happens to you. Try to make sure that you're as positive always in what's happening. So let me know in the comments section if you agree. So the second one now is stay disciplined. No matter how hard it is, staying disciplined. So when the times hit, tough times hit you, it can feel like your whole life is out of control. And unfortunately, a lot of us have experienced this and maybe are experiencing this as we speak. So to stop yourself from spiraling out of control, you can establish strong rituals and use those as a tool for overcoming the adversity. When you create and actively practice positive habits like meditation, for those who like to exercise, maybe a daily walk for 30 minutes, you are preparing your mind and body for adversity. Even though it seems hard, sticking to a daily routine through good times and bad bring order. So there's chaos with what's going on in the adversity you're trying to overcome, but once you keep your routine, that helps you to be more organized and keep things together than being all over the place. So it brings empowerment to your life as well. So it will make you feel more grounded in your ability to overcome the adversity and achieve your goals. And I know that for some of you, these are some things that you've actually done when you're facing adversity. Let me know in the comments area. Now, this is one that you always hear people say, boy, this happened to me, but I learned so and so, or, everything happens for a reason. So when you're going through your adversity, you want to make sure that you find a lesson in it. Why did this happen? What's the reason for this happening? So realize that life happens for you, not to you. A lot of people say life is happening to me. It's happening for you, not to you. And that is the key to overcoming adversity. So every event in your life can teach you something. I'm sure some of you can even tell me some teaching moments now based on some things that have happened to you in the past, maybe something that you're going through now. I would love if you would share that with us so that we can look and learn from it as well. So those are able to find lessons in what has happened to them. You're usually the persons who are likely to succeed. But if you blame the circumstances on all kind of different things, unfortunately, you may end up failing. So we know that sometimes people find all kind of reasons for something to happen and are not trying to find the lesson in what occurred. Sometimes if you don't find a lesson in what occurred, it may happen again. And that's something you definitely don't want to happen. So take responsibility for what has happened to you and how you reacted to the situation. I know I'm speaking to a lot of you. I'm speaking to myself. Evaluate what happened and why, and come up with a plan to establish a process to prevent it from happening again in the future. Because if you don't learn the lesson in it, trust me, it can happen again, and you don't want to go through that another time. Move on. Don't dwell on the mistakes and the failures. That will only stop you from achieving your goals. All right. So I'm going to check now back in the area to see what comments are going on. So I see Mitzi is on, Cindy on as well. So let me know some of these things that I'm talking about. Are these things that you have experienced? Things that you find that if you dwell on, these things hinder you, prevent you from moving on, from being able to get more done. Yes? Let me know in the comments. I'm actually live right now on my Facebook business page, on my YouTube channel. Hi, YouTube. And on my ACE Weekly group. So if you're liking what you're hearing so far, please remember to like, share with someone that you think can benefit from what we're saying right now. Some of these things I am actually reminding you of things you may know already, but sometimes when you hear it another time, hear it again, or hear it framed in another way, it can help you as well. All right. So hi, Stephanie. Welcome, welcome. All right. So Cindy, you say so true. Yes. These are things happening to us all the time, but we have to learn how we can overcome them. All right. So I'm going to do the last two and then we have our wrap up. All right. So I'm going to share my screen again, going back to the other ones that I was going through. Let me get stuff ready. All right. So sharing my screen again. All right. So back to, so we talked about finding the lesson. Find the lesson in whatever happened. Now, you also want to elevate your peer group. I can't stress this enough. Surround yourself with people who want to also grow. Success stories can help you to learn how to overcome adversity. But for all the research in the world, it won't help you if you don't surround yourself with people who aren't willing to grow. Right? In my one of my groups, I actually practiced using the chat feature in the group that allows you to chat to each other. And everybody was sharing stories of how they have overcome something that somebody wants to overcome. And it was very refreshing and enlightening to those who saw others doing what they wanted to do and are growing the way they will eventually grow. They know that it can happen and it inspires and motivates them. So it's good to surround yourself with people who also want to grow. You are who you hang out with. You are. You are who you hang out with. Ever hear they talk about follow bad company or whatever? You are who you hang out with. So your friend should be a representative of you because people are going to associate you with the behavior that your friend does. I'm not going to say that all of your friends are going to be like you, but you don't want to be hanging out with certain people who are not doing what they should, doing the right thing, things, you know what I'm talking about. So you want to make sure that you are looking on who you are keeping friends with, who you're associating yourself with. So if you want to bounce back from challenges, live optimistically and stay focused, you need to surround yourself with people who support you and are actively working on doing the same in their own lives. Stay away from people who will hold you back, guys. Unfortunately, you do have people who are happy to hold you back. They're happy when you have adversity, they're happy when you stumble. You don't want to be keeping people like these in your life with all the negativity and such, because it's not going to do any good for you. Remember, we're talking about progressing. It's a new year. We want better for ourselves. So we want to make sure that we are surrounding ourselves with people who want best for us and who are working to elevate themselves as well. You know what I'm talking about. All right, the last one, learn from others. To answer the question, as we said before, how do people overcome adversity? Go straight to the source. We've seen people overcome adversity. Think of who you admired. Ask them how they got there. Hear their stories. Listen to their examples of overcoming adversity. In addition to learning from real life experiences, there are people out there that have overcome adversity. And some of the examples here, Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, these are people who you heard come from humble beginnings and where they went to, or if their beginnings weren't that humble, look from where they started to where they are at now. Find inspirational quotes and put on your put on your mirror, put on your fridge, put things that are going to be positive thoughts. Remember, we talked about that already. So proactively feed your mind the same way you feed your body. This will, trust me, this will change your entire state. All right. So you want to make sure that you are doing what you should to make sure that you can overcome any adversity that comes about. All right. So I see Fallon. Hi, Fallon. Some of the things that we talked about. Let me see who was paying attention. Do you remember some of the things that we talked about? Overcoming adversity. So we talked about being positive, elevate your peer group, learn from others, right? We talked about positivity already and all of those things. You have to make sure that you are practicing all of these things to overcome any adversity that you may face. Yes, Mitzi, choose your friends wisely. You are who you hang out with. I've heard people say if you're the smartest one in the room, you need more friends. You can't be the smartest one in the room. We all learn from each other. So another bonus one is that they say find yourself in a supportive group that you can share your ideas with and such. So remember to join the ACE Weekly group if you want a copy of any presentation that was done, as well as if you want to see this recording, you can watch the replay of it at another time. Hi, Shannon. So you can check that out as well. Remember to like, share this with anybody that you think will benefit from this session. Reminding you that the ACE Weekly session is now back in session on Wednesdays, but at a new time at 7:30 p.m. It's going to be live on my Facebook business page, in my ACE Weekly group, and also it will be live on YouTube. So subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed as yet. It's called Ace It with Ava. Business page is called Ace It with Ava, and my Ace Weekly group is called Ace It with Ava dash Ace Weekly. So you can check those out. And also, if you're interested in being part of a supportive membership community, I actually have a paid membership group that if you want to find out more about it, you can send me an email at aceitwithava@gmail.com. If you want to be part of the mailing list and get emails of any reminders or just important information, you can also send an email at aceitwithava@gmail.com. Now, I want to leave you with a story because this actually happened to me in the past 2 weeks. I work online, for those who have been following me. I work online on a platform called Fiverr.com. And remember, we talked about negativity and overcoming adversity. Now, this is not necessarily adversity, like, oh my gosh, but I was working with a client and I love to ask questions because I like clarity in what I need to do. Now, when I started to work with this client, the client from the get-go wasn't really telling me what was needed for the job. I had to be stumbling and trying to figure out what in the world is going on. So, of course, I'm asking questions to get clarity. So, the first response to one of the questions, they gave me an answer. Now, for clarity, I was doing the particular task again and I asked a similar question because what I was given wasn't clear. The response was again, X, 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 X. Right? So I took it now to mean, okay, I've told you this already, and I'm telling you again. So I did the task. I said, okay, I did the task. I went on again to another part of what was needed to be done. And this was a bit different. So what am I going to do? I'm going to ask a question to make sure that I'm to still continue the instruction that you said, because this is obviously different. I have common sense. This is different. So I'm confirming if I'm to do the same or do something different. So I was told, again, you're going to do this all the time, every time, anytime you see this. And the person wrote all, full stop, the, full stop, time. So I'm saying, okay. I said, okay then. And I did what I was supposed to do. Now, mark you, I didn't tell you the other part of the story where the person actually told me to, they wanted me to be a part of their group, their team. They wanted me to be a permanent member of their team. And I had said yes. I said, okay, fine. But having started to work with them, this job doesn't have to do with what I was going to do after. This was a one-off project. And based on what they saw me doing before, they were saying, okay, we want you to be on the team. And I said yes. And based on the way this person decided to speak to me, as if I am not a sensible person asking valid questions for someone who has not given me any direction or anything, I keep on having to ask the questions and ask what to be done, because trust me, this person is disorganization personified, and anybody who has anything to do with me knows that I'm the complete opposite. I try to be as very organized as I can be. So I said, you know what? I thought about it. And I said, I don't want to work with somebody ongoing who is going to speak to me in such a way, because you know that sometimes text communication can be misinterpreted. But I showed my family members and I said, what do you think about this particular response? I said, no, she's being rude. The type of response she's giving, she's being rude. So I decided, all right, I'm going to wait a couple of days. I'm not going to tell her that I'm not going to work with her again on any future projects. I'm gonna wait a little, and let her know that. So I told her today, and do you know what this lady said? She said, "Oh my, it's such a what she said again? Oh, it's unfortunate that you won't be able to work on other projects. It wasn't like this same project, it was something different and it would have been more interesting and very lucrative for you." So I don't know if you know those kind of responses, those people. Oh, well, you'd have been so awesome for that job. So, those people who they're telling you, oh, you'd have made so much money, you'd have this, you'd have that. Money doesn't make me jump. Not to say that I'm making so much money that I don't need to make any money, but I am not just going to work with anybody that's going to speak to me in any kind of manner that they choose to. So I hope some of you are of that mindset that yes, we want to make money, yes, we want jobs, but you have to know your worth and know what you are bringing to the table. And I know that she has lost someone that would have been very valuable to her team. Don't tell me about it would have been so lucrative for you. I didn't ask you about your money. How you know that I'm not lucrative now? Why are you telling me about it being lucrative, right? So, anyways, and then here after that, I said, she said, um, by the way, BTW. I even know such a no BTW. Anyway, BTW. I realized that my last comment was a bit tongue in cheek. Dot dot dot. Hope I didn't offend. So I have to cough. So I said, oh no offense taken at all. So what happened now? She realized that, oh, this isn't one that I can just talk to any way that I want to. She actually tell me, keep your work. I don't need to work for you. You can keep it, and then you can talk to somebody, somebody else any way you want, not me. So just by her making that comment, I know she knew she was very rude. Very, very rude. You'll be surprised how much can come across with texting, guys. Don't think that you can't, emotions can't come across when you're typing information. Somebody can be very rude with what they type. So don't think it's how you're interpreting it. Sometimes they're rude. So I just want to close off with letting you know, yes, we want work. Yes, we want to make money and such, but don't, what should I say? Don't undermine your principles, if that's the right way to say it. Know yourself, know your standards, and let people know that they have to have respect for you. They can't just talk to you any and any way. And she knew this. Based on what she said, she knew this. So if she didn't even make that other comment, she knew. She's sensible. She know that, okay, she said she would work with me all of a sudden. All of a sudden, we said she's not going to work with me again. It's what's up. Did you take offense? And guess what, guys? She couldn't even say, boy, looking back on my last comment, I see that it wasn't the best, or I could have worded things differently or whatever. I apologize. Not even apologize. She could apologize. She have to tell me how much money I'm going to lose by not working for her, and then telling me, oh, I hope you weren't offended. So when I tell you, that lady made my day, because she confirmed that I was right in telling her to keep her job. Because I hate when people come and tell me how much money you would have made if you this. I had another lady one time, based on how she was operating. I know some trouble buyers, so I just avoid them. And I told her I couldn't help her again. So for some video editing, whatever. And she said, oh, really? Well, it's too bad. I know a lot of coaches who are doing courses, and you would have gotten their videos to edit too, but oh well. So, these people say, I avoid those people who are going to tell you how much money you're going to miss by not working with them. All right, so let me see. So Shannon, you said you learned something tonight. Fallon, you're saying she and her money can stay. Indeed. So me to saying that she was screaming narcissistic. Exactly. And yes, they can be rude through text, of course. And like I have Mrs. So you're telling us a story. So I have a client who seems to want to dictate how I should price my work just for her, just because I gave her a discount once. What is it? She gaslighted me, of course. So yeah, you can give a discount once, but the discount doesn't have to be all the time. Remember, this is your business and you operate it how you see best. Don't compromise your values and certain things just to get a job. All right. Yes, Cindy, she couldn't believe that I turned down our offer. Some of these people, they see us on a platform and they say they have a certain view of you. And even if you are what they view, nobody has the right to speak to anyone in any way that's going to make them feel bad about themselves or feel like they're doing something wrong when they are actually the one trying to do right. All right. So thank you guys for joining me live. Remember that the ACE weekly sessions are going to be here at 7:30 every Wednesday. You can email me at acewithavo@gmail.com if you have any questions. And as I said, if you want to be put on the mailing list and such. All right. So have a great rest of the week. Bye. Bye, guys.